Gary Burghoff was terrific. He took his charm to the radar. Teddy bears symbolize cuddliness and naivete. Few shows have influenced American pop culture as much as MASH. The program smashed a viewing record with its spectacular series finale and enthralled audiences for 11 years with its innovative blend of humor and drama. Despite its long history and great adoration, many behind-the-scenes stories and intriguing truths are unknown. Today we'll divulge all such secrets, and which celebrity and why. Let's begin. Number 20, Origins, Adaptation. It's unlikely that most viewers, even MASH fans, know that the show is based on Dr. H. Richard Hornberger's 1968 novel, MASH, a story about three Army surgeons written by Richard Hooker and W.C. Hines. Hornberger's wartime surgery experiences as a surgeon in the Korean War inform the book's dark humor and terrible truths. The series' frank and satirical depiction of military life and medical issues set it apart. The novel's success led to a television adaptation that caught its humorous and emotional qualities. The narrative about three Army medics combined irreverent comedy with sad criticism on war's oddities and tragedies. We're merely scratching the surface. As we dig deeper, we'll reveal stunning and unknown show details. Pilot writing. 19. The Hollywood scene was familiar to veteran screenwriter Larry Gelbart. Like many who endure the entertainment industry's pressures, he grew tired of it. Gelbart moved to London to find inspiration and escape the suffocating Hollywood scene. Even across the Atlantic, an intriguing proposal was attractive. Gelbart couldn't resist writing MASH the best pilot. Gelbart saw the concept's unique potential despite his initial plans to leave Hollywood. Amazingly, he wrote the pilot script in 2 days. He finished the script quickly without sacrificing quality. It appeared to turn his creativity into something special. Gelbart received $25,000 from the network for his early success. The pilot's September 17, 1972 premiere started a television craze. Gelbart's quick, analytical technique set the tone for the series, blending comedy and emotion. His writing established MASH's long-term success, illustrating that even an unexpected undertaking might succeed. Number 18. Choose and change casting. Did you know McLean Stevenson wanted to play Hawkeye Pierce, the primary surgeon? Naturally, Alan Alda got the part. Meanwhile, comic Robert Klein declined the role of Trapper John McIntyre, allowing Wayne Rogers to play it. With his important role on the show, Rogers never signed a contract, allowing him to quit at any time. Rogers' possibility to leave at any time increased stress on the set due to this contract uncertainty. This odd arrangement led to his exit after 3 seasons, unlike other prominent cast members' more stable contracts. Casting and contractual decisions shaped the show's primary characters and ensemble. About the growing ensemble, you won't believe this. Number 17. Klinger was not supposed to return. Maxwell Q. Klinger was initially planned for 1 episode of MASH. The idea was inspired by comedian Lenny Bruce, who claimed to have been expelled from the Navy for homosexuality. The objective was to portray Klinger as a soldier seeking discharge. However, the writers and network chose a different strategy. Instead than depicting Klinger as a gay figure, which could have been contentious on television at the time, they made him a straight male who wore women's clothes to look unsuitable for service. The character fit easily into the show's joyful yet contemplative tone thanks to this imaginative twist. A brief comic role became considerably more significant. Jamie Farr's portrayal of Klinger's unusual blend of humor and resilience made him a success. Fans liked Klinger's resourcefulness and antics, which became series staples. Klinger went from a one-note gag to one of MASH number 16's most beloved characters, actual military service. From their military career, Alan Alda and Jamie Farr provided real military experience to MASH. The wise and kind Hawkeye Pierce was played by Army Reserve veteran Alan Alda. This experience gave him a real grasp of military life, especially the Army medic's specific problems and discipline. Alda's direct experience of how troops handle stress and keep a sense of humor in terrible situations gave him the authenticity to play Hawkeye with irreverence and empathy. Jamie Farr, who played the quirky Corporal Klinger, contributed his military expertise to the show. Farr understood military life, from tight schedules to how men pushed boundaries to keep their uniqueness, having served in the Army before becoming an actor. Klinger, his persona, was famed for cross-dressing to get a mental instability discharge. Klinger's antics were funny, but Farr's portrayal showed a soldier's desire and resourcefulness to escape battle. Farr's military background gave Klinger realism, giving him more than a comic relief character. Number 15. The Laughter Track Tale. Larry Gelbart, the pilot's writer, and Gene Reynolds, the executive producer, opposed a laugh track in early MASH. They thought artificial laughter would ruin the show's mix of comedy and wartime drama. CBS, which aired the show, required a laugh track because all 30-minute sitcoms at the time did. The producers compromised by not using the laugh track in operating room sequences, which were more serious. The laugh track became less frequent and was eliminated in the 11th season. MASH aired on BBC UK without a laugh track, allowing it to stand out as a drama comedy. Number 14. Actual connections and cameos. Ron Howard, Leslie Nielsen, and Patrick Swayze were among MASH's prominent guests. Ron Howard, known for his youth, played a Marine eager to serve, portraying purity and duty. In this somber and cerebral character, Leslie Nielsen, known for his later comedies, showed his emotional ability. Before his fame, Patrick Swayze played a soldier with a bleak diagnosis, balancing power and sensitivity. There's more. The show's makers added personal touches to the characters, blurring fiction and reality. One touch involved Mike Farrell's B.J. Honeycutt, a family-oriented man. By naming B.J. A.S. daughter Erin, Farrell paid homage to his own daughter. This personal link made the character's fatherhood more real. Colonel Potter, Harry Morgan, was another example of the show's attention to detail. The photo of Potter's wife was actually Morgan's. Stunning, right? Let's proceed. Number 13. Challenge for writers. Cast members frequently complained about scripts, seeking revisions or expressing unhappiness with their lines, causing MASH writing team issues. Writer Ken Levine and his team developed an innovative and forceful solution that communicated a clear message to the cast. On 2 occasions, they reworked scenes requiring actors to wear thick winter parkas on the Malibu ranch in summer when temperatures reached 90-100 degrees Fahrenheit. The cast quickly understood the writers' displeasure with the repeated script notes as they sweated through layers of cold weather gear. This innovative strategy deterred complaints. Number 12. Easter eggs and trivia. Alan Alda's choice to wear Donald Sutherland's war hat shows his attention to detail. The series' opening titles featured this headgear, symbolizing the character's origins and connecting the movie and series. Alda respected the source material and portrayed Hawkeye in a way that honored the role's cinematic heritage by keeping these subtle but crucial characteristics. Another intriguing MASH story is Radar O'Reilly's teddy bear, a small prop that became one of the series' most beloved emblems. Radar's teddy bear comforted him throughout the show, representing his youth and vulnerability in combat. Fans asked where the bear went when the series concluded. Remarkably, the bear returned years later and was auctioned off to Radar actor Gary Burghoff, reuniting the iconic prop with him. Number 11. Name histories. In MASH's 6th season, the authors named 4 Marine patients after 1977 California Angels players. Season 7 followed this pattern by naming patients after 1978 Dodgers players. This homage to the sport gave viewers familiar with the teams an inside joke and showed the writer's ability to integrate pop culture with the series' narrative. In Goodbye Radar, Radar O'Reilly's girlfriend was named Patty Haven, a tribute to writer Ken Levine's ex-girlfriend. More is coming, and you'll be startled. Number 10. Future comics and codes. Radar's comic book obsession shines in Tuttle, the 15th episode of the 1st season, showing an oddity. Radar, the friendly and nerdy business clerk, often reads science fiction in his free time. The show takes place around the early 1950s Korean War, which begs the issue. Radar owned comics from decades later. How? Radar reads issue 10 of Captain Savage and his Battlefield Rangers, published in January 1969, more than 15 years after the Korean War. This startling element is one of several little anachronisms in the series that casual viewers may miss. Give and Take, the 14th episode of the 11th season, has another out-of-place object. Sergeant Klinger gives a seriously injured North Korean soldier a chocolate treat in this episode. The gesture is touching, but the show accidentally breaks period authenticity. The chocolate bar has a universal product code barcode. Modern retail required barcodes, which were adopted in 1976, 2 decades after the Korean War. The soldier turns the packaging upside down, revealing the barcode, a little but noticeable historical error. While modest, such details indicate how MASH occasionally incorporated future aspects into the 1950s backdrop in ways most viewers would not notice. These quirky errors remind us that even the best period plays sometimes sneak in modern comforts. Another intriguing Korean War fact, number 9, the show outlasted the war. MASH outlasted the battle it depicted by a long shot. The Korean War lasted 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days, from June 25th, 1950 to July 27th, 1953, however. The show broadcast for 11 years, from 1972 to 1983. This lengthy extension beyond the war's duration never bothered the creative team. Instead, it was used to enrich the series' investigation of war's intricacies and human costs. The producers and writers realized the show had become more than a war comedy or drama. MASH became a culturally significant platform that used sharp satire, dark humor, and poignant drama to address issues beyond the battlefield, resonating with audiences grappling with contemporary conflicts like the Vietnam War and broader questions about military ethics, trauma, and camaraderie. MASH, starring Captain Benjamin "Hawkeye" Pierce, was refined by Alan Alda, who balanced comedy and social critique. Alda and his colleagues knew that the show's durability allowed them to change the story and characters to suit the 1970s and early 80s social and political climate. The show's fictional setting allowed it to explore long-standing issues like war's futility and wastefulness, the psychological toll on soldiers and medical staff, and the conflict between individual morality and military protocol. The extended run also allowed for intricately created characters whose personal tales and ethical difficulties illuminated the war's effects on humans. Over 11 seasons, MASH showed the changing dynamics of military life, the connections formed in adversity, and the coping techniques people used from humor to rebellion to cope with constant risk and loss. Slapstick comedy, genuine drama, and keen political satire helped the show transcend its basic premise and remain successful. After the Korean War ended, the series remained part of the cultural discussion about war and peace due to its duration. MASH remained relevant since it was on TV during the Vietnam War and Cold War. 8th, visible T markers. The opening episode of the 10th season, Showbiz, features an amusing mistake that matches the program's entertainment industry theme. In film and TV, T-shaped ground markers tell performers where to stand and face. T-markers are technical tools that assist actors reach their marks for camera framing and lighting. The audience should not see these indicators to maintain the illusion of realism. Father Mulcahy tearfully says farewell to Sarah at this episode's emotional finale, but the camera pulls out to a wide picture and accidentally shows several rubber T markings on the ground. One white T mark is visible behind Father Mulcahy, where Sarah stood minutes earlier. Later, Father Mulcahy runs over and bumps into Nurse Kelly, kicking up dirt and revealing another black T marker. This mistake reveals a secret component of filmmaking, destroying immersion. It's subtle but funny, reminding viewers that even well-produced series like MASH occasionally reveal behind-the-scenes secrets. 7. Alan Alda was more than an actor. Alan Alda appeared in MASH beyond his legendary role as Captain Benjamin "Hawkeye" Pierce. Co-writing and directing 31 episodes, including the finale, he was crucial to the series' creative process. For an actor recognized for his screen career, this artistic engagement was remarkable. Alda's combined role as actor and creative force shaped MASH's tone, plot, and emotional depth like few others. His deep awareness of the characters and show's themes helped him write and direct with depth. Television history was changed by Alda's camera work. He was the first to win Emmys for acting, directing, and writing in the same show. This remarkable accomplishment showed his versatility and his importance to MASH's identity and success. His playful yet poignant scripts addressed complex military, morality, and human spirit themes. Alda guided the actors to great performances and created episodes with comedic timing and dramatic suspense, elevating the show above ordinary comedy material. Alda's leadership made MASH a breeding ground for future stars who guest starred. His mentorship of younger actors and collaboration with the writing and production staff ensured a continuous, high-quality story. Alda's behind-the-scenes presence kept MASH's delicate balance between irreverent comedy and sobering drama alive and resonant for 11 seasons. Number 6. Breakdown in Communication. Communication Breakdown, the 6th episode of the 10th season, focuses on character miscommunication. Ironically, the episode also shows a production breakdown. A nurse announces the arrival of a newspaper in the 4077 camp, while Major Charles socializes with Colonel Potter and Margaret. Since newspapers are scarce in the battle zone, everyone rushes to read the newest news. Sharp-eyed observers may spot anything odd as Major Charles sets the paper reading rules. An out-of-place figure walks into the scene, partially covered by a signpost. This figure stands out with his long blonde hair and beard, wearing a modern blue shirt and white slacks. Unlike any Korean War character or extra, this seems like a production crew member accidentally caught on video. This little but noticeable mistake shows that even award-winning shows like MASH make mistakes. This crew worker in the frame is a hilarious reminder that television production has many moving pieces that sometimes disrupt the show's illusion. Using narrative tension as a metaphor for production communication failure, it's a subtle yet fascinating look behind the scenes. Number 5. Most watched American TV episode. Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen, the MASH series finale, is the most watched American TV episode. This record stands today. A staggering 77% of the U.S. population watched this 2.5-hour special on Monday, February 28, 1983. To compare, more people watched MASH's conclusion than the Super Bowl that year. Advertising costs skyrocketed due to the finale's record viewership. Companies paid $450,000 for a 30-second commercial spot during the conclusion of MASH, compared to $30,000 for a standard 30-minute episode. This astonishing growth shows the event's financial importance and sponsors' recognition of the enormous audience's potential. The episode ended long-running storylines and said goodbye to beloved characters in a powerful and emotional way. It addressed loss, hope, and war's human cost, while preserving the show's humor and heart, connecting with fans. MASH's breakthrough finale cemented its place in television history. Number 4. Massachusetts. Essay.H. quote, ACL final episode hygiene mistake. In one episode, Hawkeye Pierce, the chief surgeon, does something unexpected. Despite the significance of sterile surgery, this episode shows a stunning lack of hygiene and common sense. Frank Burns calls Hawkeye after a surgery for aid with another patient. Hawkeye eagerly plunges his bloodied hands into the patient's abdomen without washing them. This reckless approach violates medical safety rules and poses major health risks inconceivable in operating rooms. The sequence defies professional standards, especially given the show's respectful and factual representation of combat medicine. The risk was on screen, thankfully, since MASH stars actors rather than doctors. This moment is a notable example of a production error, revealing how even a critically praised show may trade realism for drama or narrative flow. Number 3. Spin-offs. MASH had 3 significant spin-offs that explored its popular characters' post-war lifestyles. The first and most successful was 1979-1986's Trapper John, Maryland. This series centered on San Francisco Hospital chief surgeon Trapper John McIntyre. Interestingly, Wayne Rogers played Trapper John,